Thank you. We need leadership. It's hard to find because there's a lot of veteran players that are very good players that still are not leaders.
And I'm taking shape like an angel falls from grace. Lucky sevens in my soul will still shine.
There's so many things that he can help us with, not just offensive, defense, but so many intangible things. It's going to help us become a better ball club.
He jumped into this thing with both feet. He's all smiles. Seems willing to do anything and everything.
You made a big mistake, letting me go. At least that's what you say. But I know what I know. I was carrying your weight way down a deep hole and losing my own feet, growing harder from your cold. And hey, disarray's just a moment away, but that's why I've survived all this time. And I'm taking shape like an angel falls from grace. Lucky sevens in my soul will still shine.
I've watched him hit a little bit, watched the way he kind of goes about his business, and he's a professional. And I think a lot of us younger guys can learn from a guy like him, the way he approaches the game, and I'm really excited about playing with him.
And hey, disarray's just a moment away, but that's why I've survived all this time. And I'm taking shape like an angel falls from grace. Lucky sevens in my soul will still shine. Lucky sevens in my soul will still shine. Lucky sevens in my soul.
All the coaches and the players, they're very excited. I think this year is going to be a whole different year. And what we got to do just take one game at a time and play hard in the field.
All right, and Pudge's presence doesn't just end with baseball. He also can influence player acquisitions. It was Pudge that brought the Tigers and the vaunted closer Ugi Urbina together late in the spring. Of course, they were teammates, winning it all with the Florida Marlins last October. So Pudge now has something in common with his manager and his bench coach and his bullpen coach, though those three guys have to remember a little bit what it felt like to win a world championship. Cram and Gibby and Lance on the anniversary of '84 when we come back.
You could actually just see it in their faces. That they have such pride for Detroit. You'd walk around and you'd see Gibby just look like he was so mad walking around the clubhouse when we lose a game, and that's just from pride from when he wore the English D. And they don't want to see their team lose now. Even when they were playing, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to always win. But even now, when they're not even playing in the game and they lose, it hurts them. And that's how I know that type of winning attitude is still in each and every one of that coaching staff.
We continue with our cleanup here at Comerica Park, and it won't surprise you to learn that I've got Tina Turner in my head, well, most of the time. But that's right, when Tina was asking that question, that was back in the day when all of Tigerdom was wearing big mother smiles. It was actually in the fall of '83 that the Tigers began to believe, and by the spring of '84, they were in full swagger. You know they had that amazing start to their season, a start that led to an amazing finish to their season. And can it be 20 years ago now that the Tigers last celebrated a championship? We're in an anniversary year this year here in Detroit.
Off the bag at first, the pitch, he swings, and there's a fly ball to left. Here comes Herndon, he's there, he's got it. The Tigers are the champions of 1984.
As with most things great, there is a build-up to it.
We had finished up '83 pretty well. We had a pretty good year in '83. We knew that if we could play a little bit better, maybe the changes that we made might put us up a couple notches.
And a base hit into center field. That'll get 2 runs in.
When I look back now, 20 years later, it was the fact that we kind of grew together, and the nucleus kind of grew together. And of course, we felt that the final piece was Darrell Evans, he was kind of the father figure that we needed in the clubhouse. But it was just one of those things that in '83 we kind of were knocking on the door, and we were hungry. And I know spring training, our record was not that good, but we had a quiet confidence about ourselves. And of course, we got off to that tremendous 35-5 start, and that gave us all the confidence we needed.
The legendary start of their season 20 springtimes ago followed a rather pedestrian run of games in Florida.
'84, spring training was not anything special. We didn't have a winning record. I don't really think that mattered to Sparky. He was more concerned with getting people playing time and seeing how everybody fit into the puzzle. And you know, once the season started, it was just all systems go.
What we sometimes lose sight of is that after their eye-popping 35-5 start, the Tigers of 2 decades ago were a more down-to-earth 16 games over 500 the rest of the way. But under Sparky Anderson, there was a toughness about them that ensured that that summer was going to be something special.
Had a lot of depth. If you go and look at, I don't think anybody had 30 home runs or 100 RBIs.
Beyond the talent factor, which I think we had an awful lot of, I think the camaraderie and the desire to win and the unity we had on our ball club.
The Detroit Tigers, led by manager Sparky Anderson, close in on a 3-game championship series sweep of the Kansas City Royals.
1-0 Tigers, 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Motley swings. There's a pop foul off a third. It may be the pennant. Castillo has it, and the Tigers have won the American League pennant. Their first since 1968.
In 1984, a team needed just 7 playoff victories to be declared champions. The Padres weren't much more of a speed bump than was Kansas City. And 20 years ago, Kirk Gibson's 2 homers helped finish off San Diego.
Now let's see. Will they walk Gibson and pitch to Parrish, or will they pitch to Gibson?
We don't want to walk you. Yeah, we don't want to walk you.
They're pitching to Gibson. Here's the pitch. He swings. There's a long drive to right, and it is a home run for Gibson. A 3-run homer. The Tigers lead it 8-4 in the 8th inning.
The more 84 members we bring back, the more the memories come back, because every time we see people, we talk about it. And I think we used it as a reference point for the present team.
I always say, gosh, I wish we could have done it again, but on the other side, I'm just thankful that we were able to do it at least once.
Right here, this is what it's all about. We're going to get that ring. This is the most important day of my life. I'm going to celebrate.
All right, how can this be? The rest of us have aged a little bit since 1984. Apparently, Alan Trammell has not. He looks almost the same, and you know there would have been a spot for a guy like Dimitri Young on the '84 Tigers. He was that much of a character.
Gee, get to work.
All right, all right. In a moment, we'll have the story of a guy who loves the game of baseball almost as much as he loves to smile. Dimitri Young on his teammates and on his brother as our Tigers season preview special rolls on.
Let me get that runner over. Might get in on that one. Get on the second base.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are so excited about the Tigers season opener. That's why we're here, to help the park get ready. And I want the big jobs, but they said, John, you can hang the jersey. So we're in the clubhouse here at Comerica Park, and they tell me to hang this in Dimitri's locker. I'm not sure that's going to fit, Dimitri, but we shall see. In an ocean of despair last summer, he was an island. With the big hair, there is no one more excited about the changes made to this Tigers season than the guy who was the Tigers All-Star last year, and the guy known simply as D, because Dimitri Young's big, broad shoulders won't have to carry so much of the offense this coming season.
Dimitri struck out his first time up, drills this one in the air deep into left field. Still going. He'll turn on this one, and it is gone. Dimitri Young does it again, his 22nd home run of the season.
There was a telling moment last season. Dmitry Young had 4 hits and needed a double against the Orioles to become one of only a handful of major leaguers to hit for the cycle.
Swung on, high drive, left field. Mora going back, still going. He can't get it off the wall. Higginson routes third. He will score. Dmitry on his way to third base. A triple.
Are you kidding me?
He had the cycle and gave it up.
Are you kidding me?
In a season of scuffles, Young was trying to carry the team. Personal accomplishment was not an issue, though his personal accomplishments over the year were many.
Well, I was on a mission, you know. I told you this before when I got hurt and I had the hernia surgery in 2002. Detroit Tiger fans did not get to see the real Dmitry Young. They got to see it in 2003, and wish we could have had more wins during that process, but you know, I got to do what I love to do, and that's the hit.
He had 297, something of an offensive island in the Tigers lineup. He had career highs in homers, walks, total bases, games played, at-bats, hits, and on-base percentage.
You know, I just had a nice, happy-go-lucky attitude, and you know, just showed my professionalism, because that 43 and 119 does eat at people, and going through that whole process, you know, those young guys had to look up at the veterans, because I used to look up to the veterans when I was young and just see how they work, you know, see what makes them tick. And what made me tick is having fun, going out there, playing the game hard, and, you know, try and win. You go out there to win.
Sosa's 1-0. That's in the air toward left. Long run for Crawford. He won't get it, and it'll roll by him. This should get a run in.
But the highlight of last season for Dmitry had to be when his 18-year-old brother Delman was drafted first overall by Tampa Bay.
Seeing my younger brother, you know, do everything I did, except he did it better. You know, everything that I said in California, he wound up shattering the records. You know, I was the number 4 draft pick overall. He was number 1. I got up to the big leagues at 22. He just turned 18, so he has a nice little 4-year window to get up there before I did.
There was that moment at spring training when Dmitry asked his manager for the right to play in a B game against the Devil Rays because he'd be playing with his kid brother. It was a moment that both of the Youngs won't soon forget.
What you got for me?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah, you DH him?
Yep.
Oh, so I can embarrass you on the field?
Not at all.
Well, without jinxing it, I give him 1 year in the minors. You know, he already has the knowledge. He already been around the big league environment. So, you know, playing in front of a crowd is not a big thing to him, you know.
I think he's going to do the thing, man. I'll see you after that, too.
And you will find no bigger Delman Young fan than Dmitry Young. And there is no one who has a better sense as to what kind of a baseball town Detroit can be than Dmitry Young, because he knows his team hasn't played their best baseball yet by any stretch, and yet on many nights, the crowds here at Comerica Park were rather impressive. In a moment, we'll tell you the Tigers' plans to make many nights even more impressive this coming baseball season. That's as our season preview special continues on Fox Sports Net after this.
How about going to the Tiger Fest this year and to have the turnout that we had, the fans, you know, chanting, you know, Craig, you know, we're behind you guys. It's uplifting for us. You know, it gave us a chance to really go and see what Detroit was really like, because, you know, we didn't give them nothing to see last year. So for them to come out and give us something to say, hey, let's turn this thing around, guys. They want baseball back here in Detroit, so we're excited.
Well, look at all the stuff. They gave me a desk here. I'm helping out with the Tiger tickets. Oh, we got a call. Hang on 1 second. Tiger tickets, John Keating speaking. That's right, the TV guy, just helping out, just doing what I can. 2, opening day, front row. I'm going to have to put you on hold. Right back to you. Hang on 1 second. One of those loud talkers. You know that Tiger ownership has made reinvigorating this franchise a priority, and that's why there is going to be a continuous buzz throughout this ballpark all baseball season long. Shireen Sasky now with more on some of the changes afoot here at Comerica Park this upcoming baseball season.
Well, Jim, it's hard to believe, but it's been 20 years since this city erupted in celebration with the '84 Tigers winning the World Series, and I know this year you guys won't forget that.
How cool is it for our young team and our young franchises, they start to build their careers, to be able to be a part of this weekend, to see Tram and Gibby and Lance and all their teammates honored again, from giveaway items to a weekend of activities. It's going to be something that I hope will really reward us, a really special group of guys.
And this happens the last weekend of June, the 26th and 27th. The Diamondbacks are in town, and everything will be sparkling on the diamond here.
Great series, great event, something that we're really looking forward to because this was a special team in a special time in our city.
I know when I was 11, I thought I was going to be playing baseball for the Detroit Tigers. And don't laugh too much. A lot of kids share this dream. And this year, they'll get a chance to play here on the field at Comerica.
Yeah, these clinics that we do, and we're going to do 2 this year, Shireen, at least 2, are special for so many different reasons. First of all, it gives a kid a chance to get on a major league field, get a chance to see and work with our players, get some instruction and our coaches. It's a really special time, and you see these kids, they're all out here, they're wide-eyed, they're on the field at Comerica Park, they're talking to Kirk Gibson or Craig Monroe, and they're getting instruction. It's something that we really think is valuable, and I know kids remember.
Every year, the Tigers have giveaway days at the ballpark, and I know, of course, this year is no exception.
Not at all. In fact, we feel it's really important to continue that effort. You know, one of the things that we decided last year was to make sure that every kid got a quality giveaway item on Saturdays. So from floppy hats to the traditional items like ball day and glove and bat day, they're not just those items, but they're quality items that kids can actually play with, and we really think it's important.
Honoring baseball's past is also important to the organization, and once again, the Tigers are recognizing former Negro Leaguers with a weekend of festivities. In addition, many other events are back by popular demand, including kids running the bases and now a doubleheader of fireworks on Friday and Saturday nights. And it all wraps up with Fan Appreciation Weekend during the last homestand of the year.
No matter how the season turns out, Sharina, and we think this year will be a better year for all the obvious reasons, but it's really important for us to say thanks to the fans, and thanks for supporting us, thanks for being Tiger fans. And so on that last weekend, we think we're going to do things that are even more special than normal. We're going to have prizes in between innings. We're going to have our players with jerseys that they're going to give away, a chance for our players to interact more with fans. It's a way to say thank you for hanging in there with us, not only for this year, but in previous years.
There you go.
Yep, I got it. You're all set. Yep, I got it too. Your entire MasterCard number. We appreciate your call. Enjoy the season. All right, so we continue. Shireen, great job. We appreciate your help as well. You know, Comerica Park had a nickname that really didn't take off. Some people called it the Copa, but Comerica Park really has much more panache, really. When we come back, some of the players will talk of the nicknames they have for each other or they've heard that others have. That story as we continue from the ticket office and beyond after this.
If you think this is what an ice show is all about,
you're watching Fox Sports Net.
Okay, we're up to the banners now, so that's ready to go in front of the Tiger dugout. Just want me to hold it for a second? All right, I can do that. You know it'll be a different group of Tigers this baseball season, and for that we're mostly excited. It will take you a while to put names with faces or names with at least numbers, but that process will come. You also know that there is no more famous nickname in the game of baseball than Pudge. That label has been attached to Pudge Rodriguez from the time that he began coming up through baseball, and that got us thinking. Usually it takes a cattle prod to get us thinking, but that got us thinking about players and nicknames, and it seems that every baseball player has one of those stories.
So when you get the call, Bert, keep on talking to the ball.
Back in the day, or the day before the day, guys had names like Babe and Whitey, and there was the Say Hey Kid. Over time, the great nicknames in the game became more of an inside joke, something between teammates. But once a name stuck, it was there for keeps.
You know, you never know what's going to stick to you. I guess I could have a lot worse nickname than Big Wheel. But we were all sitting around the clubhouse in Detroit watching This Week in Baseball before a game. And they did a feature story on the Tigers. And they started going through everybody individually what they had been doing over that particular week. And I guess at that time I had a good week. And he's talking about this and that, and then he said, and then the biggest wheel, the big wheel. And as soon as he said that, Gibby went crazy. He just started screaming, the big wheel, the big wheel. And, you know, from then on, he would never let it die.
Any team that has a particular degree of success has its own characters within it. That's why it won't surprise you to learn that the '84 champs were rarely called by their God-given names.
Big wheel, obviously, Lance. I was the little wheel. Darrell Evans was Pops. I used to call Lou Buttonhead. Tram, I can't tell you what I called him.
Reliever Matt Anderson still trying to recapture the magic this spring. Not only has his own nickname, and most everyone's got an opinion as to how it started.
Everybody calls him Chicken Wing because he had chicken wing on the back of his car or something. I'm not sure what the deal is behind that.
Maybe he eats a lot of chicken wings. I don't know. Maybe he goes to Hooters a lot. I don't know.
You know, just the way he throws the ball. He slings the ball, and especially when he runs, he has the elbow sticking out a little bit.
I don't know where the chicken wing came from.
I would think because he's so skinny and his arm looks like a little chicken wing, but
I don't know anything about it, but I know he's got a chicken wing on his truck.
You know, when he throws a ball, he just comes from every angle and everywhere. And
I don't know, he probably ripped wing off a chicken, I guess, you know. I don't know how he got that name.
But he's got his own nickname sound.
I'm not going to do it.
A couple of my buddies at home, they saw it, you know, see me pitch and everything. They say my arm coming through looks like a chicken wing. I'm a little bit skinny, I guess, whatever. Just I come with a lot of power, and they say it looks like a chicken when it's hopping around. So it's kind of stuck.
Still holding, still doing our part to get Comerica Park ready for opening day. Our fondest wish is that the squawking will make its way up I-75 from Toledo, and Matt Anderson will return to form, firing fastballs here at Comerica Park in the very near future. Well, the feelings are the same among every baseball player and every baseball fan in every baseball city. We can do some good things this year. Some of those feelings will change once May rolls around, but for now, they're pretty much the same. In Detroit, those are feelings we haven't felt for a while, nor have some of the players who play in Detroit. Their expectations of themselves when we come right back.
Nobody's giving us any credit, but that's, you know, that's totally fine because where we're coming from. So for us to come out this year, I think we're going to surprise some people, and our division is right there, you know. So I think if we stick together and the chemistry comes together, I think we'll be in good shape.
Well, a helpful TV host job is never done. We're continuing to try to get Comerica Park ready for opening day. One of the better press boxes in all of baseball. New chairs. That's how excited people are for the start of a baseball season. And with time for a rest. Apologies to Charles Dickens. We've seen the worst of times. We're ready for more of the best of times. Every baseball team has those great expectations. But now with the Tigers having Pudge on board and some real live major leaguers around him and playing in a friendlier Central Division, well, you never know.
Quietly inside, I think that we've improved tremendously, but we haven't done anything yet. So we need to get out there and start doing it. And instead of just talking, we need to go out there and execute. That's really what we've been emphasizing this spring as far as executing. You know, we lost a lot of ball games last year, but we really didn't get blown out. But people don't care about that. It's just the losses. They look at that number. Well, we played hard, but we came up short. So it's a matter of executing in every phase of the game. And we really, if we're going to be better, that's where we're going to have to improve in.
Quick RBI opportunity for Craig Monroe. Breaking ball is hammered high in the air, deep into left center, and that ball is way out of here, gone.
Looking at that lineup, I'm thinking, man, this is what we needed. They're established hitters. They're professional major league hitters. They've had a lot of success at the major league level. Last year we went and we didn't know. I didn't know what to expect from myself, as well as, Santiago and Infante and those guys not really knowing exactly what they could do at the major league level. So to have some guys that has a track record definitely puts that lineup in a different perspective.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
It's going to be different, you know, and it's been a great feeling. I really thought that before they signed Pudge that they were done acquiring players. You know, they'd made so many changes and really filled a lot of holes that we had, you know, improved in many areas that I didn't think that they were going to do anything else. And all of a sudden, you know, they signed Pudge, and of course that's going to help our team even more. So, I mean, that just shows you how serious the Tigers are about really changing this.
Arm strength. Uh-oh. Well, they're going to test him. Here comes the throw from Pudge. Bounces in. The tag got it. Don't test him.
I think I have a good team here. I think these guys they're hungry this year. I know that they have a bad season last year, but they are already over. That's last year. This is a 2004, you know, new faces in this clubhouse this year. And I think they're all very excited. I think this is going to be a different year.
Can your team contend for a division?
Why not? I would hope that that would be the attitude that we would take in. And when I was on great teams, on the team last year, the truth is as you perceive it to be, not as others perceive you to be. So we'll have to build our own picture of who we are, and it'll be reflective. We'll reflect that on the field.
If you're ever going to contend coming off a poor season, this is the right division to contend. If we are in the East or the West, you would never even think that in the back of your mind. Just let things take care of itself, and we'll see how we progress. I think statistically everything would tell you there's no way it's possible. But let's see what happens.
Oh. Hey, you're getting your money's worth. Well, if you've never been to Lakeland, well, it's really worth the price of the trip. It is terrific being there, but coming up next, we're going to save you the price of the trip. We're going to take you inside the Tigers spring training at Joker Marchant Stadium. The sounds of spring as we come back.
Yeah, he's not going to do that tomorrow. Well,
Here we go. I ask you to run all the way down there just to react for a step or two. Stop. Do it again. 4 times, and that's good. So don't think you got to go all the way down there. That's not what we're looking for. And you know if you've got a good break on it, and that's what we're trying to do. If you'd missed it the first time, then the next time your timing's got to be a little better. That's all.
Hey, I've graduated to a rake. We continue to clean up Comerica to get it ready for the Tigers getting set to open their season against the Minnesota Twins. And everybody agrees it's longer than it needs to be. Was a time when spring training was actually a stretch of the season where players who had other jobs in the offseason would actually get in shape. Well, now, of course, you know that baseball is basically a 12-month-a-year existence. There is always something special, however, about the process of getting started. Not just here at Comerica Park, but it starts long before this in Lakeland. Here now some of our sights and sounds of a Tigers spring training.
The game of baseball is all little things, but they're all big.
Get that bat, Nut.
Bull, what happened?
He's overloading my circuit.
Yeah, he's not going to do that tomorrow.
Ever since Bonderman turned 21, he thinks he can do anything he wants.
I know that common sense will prevail, but just getting in that habit, you can't go wrong.
Boy, that Pudge is a professional hitter.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, Mike? Good, good. Is that ball pretty good?
Nice, isn't it? Be able to go the other way.
I didn't know how far to get without being able to him blocking me out.
No, stay.
Go ahead.
That was a bomb, dude.
This is going to happen. You know, in spring training, the sun, the wind, don't get any better as far as practice time because it's tough.
Cut it.
Boy, good choice right there. Nice job.
Oof. Right in the belly.
And what are the chances of him hitting you right here? Honestly.
That guy will put you in a slump.
I'm going clean cut this year, buddy. trying to make myself look a little younger.
You know, God bless me with a beautiful wife, beautiful kids, great family, great support system, great friends on the baseball field.
That's what makes it tough.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Go out there, brother J.
You want to try one? Go ahead.
One more big wheel for Nook.
Ooh. Takes me a little while, you're going.
Come on, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go.
Nook says, I didn't run into a double play. I beat that out.
2 outs. And they're gonna, 2 outs, and they're gonna pinch run.
It's pretty good stuff.
Great. Great.
So those are the sounds that we're used to hearing this time of year and that we'll hear again, but there's one sound we can never quite get enough of.
No, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear on the earth, the time of the singing of birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land.
Ernie Harwell will be back with us again. We're thrilled about that, a regular contributor to Tigers Weekly all season long. So let's get the season started. The Tigers will open on the road against the Blue Jays in Toronto at Sky Dome. The first game of the year starts at 1 o'clock. We'll get you started with the pregame coverage at 12:30 on Monday. We've got games 1 and 2 for you here on Fox Sports Net. And then the annual holiday, that is the home opener, is set for Thursday. A full hour-long pregame show that day begins at 1 with game time at 2, and then we'll be off and running 100 Tiger broadcasts again here on FSN Detroit, with a pregame show starting a half hour before each of them. We'll have continuous coverage of the Tigers every evening as well on the Detroit Sports Report at 6:30 and 10 weeknights and 10 p.m. on the weekends. And as mentioned, the Emmy Award-winning Tigers Weekly returns, also premiering every Saturday morning. We couldn't be readier, and we say, let the games begin. I'm John Keating.